We now move on to the next subject of covering one's head. What does it mean to cover the head? Do we have to, or is it just an act of piety? What about while I'm praying? Does it still apply now, or only back in the day? If I don't cover my head, am I emulating the ways of non-Jews? We'll cover just about everything we need to know regarding covering the head and the upcoming laws. Halakha 25 talks about the importance of covering one's head, that one shouldn't walk a distance of 4 cubits, which, depending on the opinion, is approximately 6 to 8 feet, without having the head covered. Although technically it's not strictly forbidden to go without a head covering, in our times today, it's become quite important to always keep the head covered. The kippah symbolizes and identifies a Jewish person who believes in the Torah, the laws, and keeps the mitzvot. In the presence of a Torah scholar or a rabbi, out of respect for these individuals, one should cover one's head. The same applies when reciting a blessing or mentioning the name of Hashem. The Rambam in Moreh Nevuchim 352 says, "Our greatest sages took care at all times not to bare their heads, since the Shekhinah hovers over them." Also in Kohelet 9:8, it says, "Oil will not be lacking on your head." The Zohar in Parashat Balak teaches that this means that going bareheaded a distance of 4 cubits is forbidden, since the light of the Shekhinah hovers above the head and gives the power of life. Next, Halakha 26 says that it's advisable to adopt the practice not to walk the distance of 4 cubits while bareheaded, and in fact to avoid being bareheaded even while sitting in one place. This applies when one is out in the open or under a roof. The next law isn't a halachic requirement. However, while sleeping, it is praiseworthy to keep one's head covered through the night. The proper size of a kippah or head covering should be large enough to cover the entire head or at least majority of it. Smaller is allowed, but still has to be large enough that it can be seen from all directions, from the front, from the back, and both sides. Anything smaller would be incorrect. In fact, one wouldn't be allowed to recite any blessings while wearing too small of a head covering. Needless to say, while saying the Shema, the Amidah, and Birkat HaMazon. It's even more important to cover the head during these times of praying, especially since we're accepting the yoke of heaven upon ourselves. As it says in Amos 4:12, prepare yourselves to address your God. Anyone that goes bareheaded is likely guilty of creating suspicions upon himself of being non-observant, and it's forbidden to draw suspicions upon oneself. In fact, nowadays it's a sign of rebelling and rejecting the Torah and mitzvot to go bareheaded. It's important for everyone to avoid giving off the impression that he might be non-observant. By wearing a kippah or head covering, a Jew identifies himself as someone who is loyal to the Torah and as someone who possesses true fear of heaven.